There was a time in my life when I believed that a smile could rescue me. It wasn't just a look, it was a shield, a disguise, a shield that I carried with me everywhere. Every morning, before I stepped out into the world, I put it on, and when it was on, I felt invincible, or at least I kept telling myself that. On the outside, the smile seemed effortless. It made them think that I was cheerful, confident, and resolute. They'd say, "You're always so positive," or "I wish I had your energy," and I smiled and I laughed and I let them think so because the truth was harder to explain. The truth was complex. The truth was heavy. The truth was that some days I was barely holding myself together, but I did not want anyone to see that. So I went on hiding behind the curve of my lips. It was innocent enough at first. What was wrong with smiling after all? It made people at ease. It made conversations easy. It spared me from great questions I had no answers to. But the longer I kept it on, the more I realized a smile can be a jail. Underneath, I was tired. Tired of pretending. Tired of always being fine. Drained from being everybody's happy, strong friend, when inwardly I was quietly breaking down. The smile blinded people from seeing me. The real me. The one who had doubts. The one who got lost sometimes. The one who needed help but didn't know how to ask. I remember nights when I sat alone replaying the day, how often I laughed when I wanted to cry, how many times I said, "I'm good," when I should have said, "I'm struggling," how many times I constructed a wall with my own smile and imprisoned myself behind it. It was isolating, so isolating. Armor is supposed to protect you, but mine was heavy. It weighed more every day. It pressed down on my shoulders. It drained my energy. It stole my honesty, and still I wore it for fear of what would happen if I took it off. Would people leave? Would they think less of me? Would they think me weak? The horror of being exposed felt worse than the weight of the mask. But life has a way of revealing cracks, even in the strongest armor. There were moments when my smile dropped off without permission, when my voice broke in the middle of a sentence, when my eyes grew too tired to hide the pain. Most did not notice. They saw what they wanted to see. They took the disguise, but one did not. It was an ordinary day. I was smiling, as usual, but inside I was falling apart. This person looked at me, not at my smile, not at the me I was portraying. They looked deeper, and softly they spoke, saying, "You don't have to pretend with me." That was all. 7 words. But in that moment, something inside of me cracked open. I didn't cry right away. I didn't tell all, but I felt something I hadn't felt in a while. Relief. It was like finally breathing after years of holding my breath, like setting down a weight I didn't know I was carrying. That small moment reminded me of something I'd forgotten. The world doesn't always need my armor. Sometimes it just needs my truth. From that day on, I began to experiment, not with grand gestures, not with dramatic confessions, just small acts of honesty. I tried to say, "Today was hard." I tried to say, "I'm lost." I tried to allow the smile to slip just enough for someone to get a glimpse of the person behind it. And you know what happened? The world didn't end. People didn't leave. In fact, some came closer. Some said, "Me too." Others spoke of their own masks, their own struggles, their own silent wars. And for the first time, I realized I wasn't alone. That's the danger of smiling as armor. It leads you to think you're the only one pretending. It leads you to think everyone else is fine. But the truth is, so many of us are pretending. So many of us are carrying weight behind closed lips. So many of us are afraid to be seen. These days, I still smile, but it's different. Sometimes it's because I'm happy. Sometimes it's because I'm grateful. Sometimes it's just because I'm light enough to let it happen. And sometimes I still use it as armor. Old habits don't die overnight. There are still days when the mask seems safer than being vulnerable, but I don't think I need to hide behind it anymore because I've learned something. A real connection doesn't come from looking strong. It originates from being vulnerable. It originates from showing the cracks. It originates from trusting that the individuals who truly care will not run from your brokenness. To whoever is reading and wears their own smile as armor, I want to tell you this. I see you. I understand it is courageous to venture out into the world every day carrying something no one else can see. I understand the mask feels safe. I know it's easier than trying trying to explain. But you deserve more than that. You deserve to be known. You deserve to be loved without the mask. You deserve to breathe without the weight of armor on your chest. It won't always be easy to remove it. It may feel strange. It may feel scary. But maybe start small. Give yourself permission to say, today was hard. Give yourself permission to say, I need help. Give yourself permission to be human, because you don't have to win love by pretending you're invincible. You are enough as you are, broken, uncertain, imperfect, and sometimes the people who need to understand will understand more than you know. So here I am, still smiling, but now it's light. Not a disguise, not a defense, not something I wear to survive. Just me, smiling because I want to. Smiling because I feel it. Smiling because the armor finally came off. And for the first time in a long time, that is enough.